stands in your mind in that march forward to a more perfect union?
Well, Joe, obviously it's a little too soon to say, but I hope very much that 2020 will go down in the history books as the year when finally America truly recognized that we are still combating systemic racism, not only in our police and our law enforcement apparatus, but in many aspects of our society, from housing to education to healthcare.
Hello?
And we have a moment. What we have seen across this country, these multiracial,
Did you get anything?
largely peaceful protests in recognition of this disparity, in recognition of these injustices.
I think he alright.
A real call, unlike any that I've seen.
I honestly don't know because I haven't been playing with him.
Years, for radically changing a system that has oppressed African Americans and people of color in this country. I think it can be done. But frankly,
I'm about to go to YouTube.
Is out.
I'm about to go to YouTube.
They've been very moving, particularly their character, that they have attracted the support of so many across this country.
Hey, you can tell me if
those that are cheering them on from the sidelines.
I thought I blocked the mic.
The critical test will be something you talked about earlier in the show, which is whether fundamental legislation such as the Justice and Policing Act that has been introduced in the House and the Senate by Democrats can gain bipartisan support. There is really nothing radical in that bill whatsoever. It's common sense stuff. Banning chokeholds, banning
a couple days ago, it wouldn't let me sign in.
Suspected drug cases, having a registry of offenders so that they can't move from one city to the next. These are common sense things, but if the Republicans in Congress and the White House cannot come on board with this, then I think this will be a moment that underscores how deeply entrenched all of this is and how much radical change is needed at the ballot box.
Okay, type in Jazzy, Jazzy Fluco
in the White House
94.
That will support these kinds of changes that the American people
Jazzy
are long overdue.
FLUCO.
Ask you before you go about the man who held the position that you held briefly, former National Security Advisor Michael Flynn, and the condemnation by the judge yesterday on the developments pertaining to his case. It is obviously very strong words used in terms of how this has been dealt with, but what next? I don't think anyone expected. This is very uncharted territory. What's the oversight? What's the consequence, though, down the road?
Why?
Well, Mika, I'm afraid this is not a subject I can personally share much light on. I read the articles reporting on the federal judge's assessment of the situation, but I'm not a legal expert.
Press and hold
like every other American, watch to see
PlayStation button to
this plays out.
It says press and close the app to
Thank you very much for being on with us this morning. Again, your new memoir is entitled Tough Love, My Story of the Things We're Fighting For. Susan, thank you so much. All right.
Thanks for checking out MSNBC on YouTube, and make sure you subscribe to stay up to date on the day's big stories. And you can click on any of the videos around
I'm trying to fix it.
Joe and MSNBC.
It's doing something stupid. Okay, so I need to turn my mic off. Is it off now?
Preposterous. That is how a former federal judge described the Justice Department's move last month to dismiss the charges against President Trump's first National Security Advisor, Michael Flynn. In an amicus brief filed today, retired Judge John Gleeson offered a scathing review of the Justice Department's contradictory and legally unsound arguments and recommended that the judge overseeing Michael Flynn's case deny the government's request and move to sentence Michael Flynn for twice pleading guilty to lying to the FBI. John Gleeson said that the Justice Department was engaging in what he called highly
I'm going to have to stop it and then do it again.
Politically motivated.